Welcome to the next video in PowerShell with Azure series, and today we are going to create NIC's network interface and attach with the VM. And there are a few things we'll learn along with the process. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the next series, next video in PowerShell with Azure series, and today we are going to talk about network interface. And we'll create network interface and attach it with the VM, and we'll learn a couple of things during the process. Well, we have the almost same setup as per the previous video where we left. We have created a resource group named PSRG and two subnets 192.168.1.0/24 for mySubnetFrontEnd and backend. The address space is there right here. Okay, so we have already covered till that part. I just created to save some time. Okay, now we need to create a NIC. Okay, what is the name of the virtual network? It's PS-Vnet. So without wasting any time or talk about anything that we have already covered, let's go ahead and create the NIC first. Let's see how it has. We need to create it and then we'll attach it with the VM. Okay, so absolutely basic things that we have covered in the past. How we can create a NIC. That would be a network interface. See, English, verb and noun, if you remember. Yeah, easy. Network. Somehow the IntelliSense is timed out, so I need to type it with my hands. Network interface. Let's try to get the example so that or help so that we would understand what all information it would need. Let's go to examples. Okay, so new interface needed the name and the resource group and the location. Oh, and the subnet ID. What is the subnet ID? It's a huge string that you always find. Okay, I'll tell you how can we get the subnet ID. It's not that tough. All right, so great. Okay, so let's follow the process, or rather let me copy this command and paste it in the upper window so that it will help me create my NIC. Okay, let's call it network interface 1. I have no issues, we're just learning. Resource group will definitely put it in our resource group PSRG, and it's EastUS. So let me correct this out. Now we need to fetch the subnet ID. Okay, how can we get the subnet ID? It is not that tough. myVnet variable here that I kept it just because of this, and we have already learned in the previous video, if you put it like this, the variable, and do dot and you type subnets, it will give you the information of subnets, a lot of information, but we don't need a lot of information. We only need where, I'll talk about this syntax, where $_ dot name is equal to what? Let's say my subnet front end. Okay, let me copy this part and put it here. Okay, let's see what it gives us. Enter. See, we need ID from here. So let's clear this out and let's put this information inside one more variable. Let's call it front end. Okay, so that we can do dot notation and get the ID out of here. ID. Cool. We got the information. How can we get it? So let's paste this information here. Okay, put it here. All right, now what would be the subnet ID here? There would be this front end ID dot ID. Okay, now you must be wondering what this, if you are not familiar with the PowerShell, but this comes under the beginners. If you try to learn the PowerShell in years back, maybe just like me, there was a time when I was like very good with the PowerShell, and then I started something else, and it is a huge gap of like 2 years or more than that. I don't remember actually, but if you know, then it is fine. If you do not know what we're getting, whatever is the output of vnet.subnet as we showed, I think I just cleared it. Okay, what was the output of this? Out of that output, we are filtering it out. We are filtering where the name is equal to subnet front end. So it will give the information of front end subnet information, and we only need the ID, so we did dot ID. Okay, cool. So let's create the NIC. Now, new AZ network interface name, resource group, location. Now it has been created. Very good. Now what we need to do, I also created one VM with in the front end subnet, just like the old videos, everything is the same setup. Maybe the name or the IP is different because I did it again. That's my point. You use your stuff and you delete it. So after the video, I have deleted it, but for this video, I've created again, but up to the same mark. Virtual network, 2 subnet, 1 VM. Name still the same, PS-Vm. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to add this network interface in our VM. Okay. Hope this is absolutely clear now. So let's do get-Azvm resource group. What's wrong with IntelliSense? Stupid IntelliSense. Okay, this will give more sense. Get AZVM resource group. No IntelliSense. Resource group name. Okay, it's giving me the name PS RG, right? And name ps.vm. See right here. So this would give me the information of VM. So I have to get this in a variable so that we can give that variable to the NIC. All right, we got that information under VM. Now what we need to do, we need to add the network interface. Okay, and let's understand with the help add network interface. Still timeout. Oh man. Interface and examples, comma. Oh, I forgot the AZ. Okay, come on, stop. AZ network interface. That's why it was not picking up. AZ. Okay. Hope this will help. Network inter. Okay, add. All right. My bad. Don't know the command. So how we find the command? Get command verb is add and noun is network interface. Do something, please. Okay, running something. All right, so okay, it's VM interface. That's my fault. I just write the interface. Rather, I have to AZ VM interface, not the AZ interface. VM interface. If I do this, it should give me some kind of help. Okay, it is giving me the help. It is saying you gotta know your VM and you add with the VM information. We got the VM information and the ID, and that is the subnet ID. Or which ID? Okay, it's NIC ID, not the subnet ID. So NIC would have the IP from the subnet, and here it needs a NIC ID. So how can we get the NIC ID? Even here it is saying add we need to update that, I know. So we need to get the NIC ID. Okay, let's try to get AZ network interface. That's how we created the interface. Network interface. Get AZ net. Okay, I did a little mistake rather than here, because I know we need to get the ID, so we'll prefer the dot notation. So let's put it here under $NIC ID. That would be equal to get AZ network interface. Okay, and resource. Come on, now it is working. PS-RZ, and we need the name of network interface. That would be network interface 1. Very good. Now we need the ID only. If you have seen the previous video, you know that's how we can play around and get the ID. Okay, now we can learn. We have the ID under NIC ID. Now we need to add it in this fashion. So let's add it. Add AZ VM network interface. VM would be $VM. You get the information here, and ID would be $NIC ID. Gotcha. Okay, so it is adding, and then we need to update as even shown in the example. And I've told you for anything changing to update it, just like we did set in the virtual network. We update the VMs. Update AZ VM. Otherwise, it will just add at the back and it not update it. And resource group would be PSRG. Okay, there are certain things that I have already planned just for the study purpose. So let's see. Okay, I think we did get the ID. Let's see what happens. It is running now. So we just while it is running, let's revisit what we have done till now. We have created the network interface with this help of simple command New-AzNetworkInterface, which requires name of the interface, resource group, location, and of course the subnet ID from where it will fetch the uh, private IP information. And we get this ID from the subnet with this filtration. Okay, cool. Now we are adding it to the VM and it has been added successfully. Very good. All right. Now we can even check under $VM dot network profile dot network interfaces. Okay. Do we have IP address? No. Let's hit enter and see what all we would get from here. Okay, it has the information network interface 1 and PS-NIC1. PS-NIC1 was the one that I've created already, and it is the primary one, and second one that we have added is the secondary one. Okay, cool. Well, that's all about it. We learned how to create an NIC, and we learned how to add the NIC in the AZVM, and we learned a couple of things: how to fetch the ID, how to filter the information out, and how to use it. Well, thanks for watching. You have a good day.